Well, I'm doing a little bit of a commute, so this is going to be a really short video, but I thought I'd, yeah, just ride it. It's one of my pet hates, the whole ride versus drive thing. You ride bikes, drive cars. Okay, now I've got that through to myself. I'm riding this thing through to work, and I thought just showcasing what it's like for these few minutes on a really kind of average, slow speed, semi-traffic built up-ish commute. Can it be a normal scooter? Yeah, it can be. I'm just riding along at 50 kilometers an hour at the moment, according to the speedo, which does read a bit high, and yeah, it's pretty normal. I can stay with the flow of traffic, no problem at all. I've obviously got enough acceleration to kind of keep up with places that I need to keep up with, or like traffic lights when I'm taking off, you know, if I don't want to be a hazard. Overall, it's sweet. The ride quality, like the front suspension's pretty nice. When you don't have the brake on, when you put the brake on, the actual shock stops working and the cantilever arm is purely what you're operating on, and unless that's under quite intense pressure, I find it's not as softening as you'd maybe want it to be. But this is a tunable front shock as well, and I have seen these with Olin's out and about online as well, so you know, some people are obviously taking things a bit more seriously and doing it a different way. I'm just gonna pop up to the middle because I can. I always forget such things. I used to commute on my Honda Wave every single day for a solid couple of years, and it was a really nice bike to commute on. I had heated grips, I had the underseat storage, I had kind of everything you'd need. And there we go, 50 instantly. Can't even see the closest vehicle behind me in my mirror. It's that far away. I might go down a slightly different road just for fun, because it's the only way to slightly elongate this commute. But yeah, rode my Honda Wave in a commute, and it was fine. Like it was all I needed. In stock form, the top speed would be punishing because we have 80k per hour speed limit on one of the roads that I commute on the Wave. I used to work on a different side of the city, and it was up over this harbour bridge, which often gets a lot of wind buffeting it, and so yeah, sometimes holding 80 was genuinely a bit of a problem for a few seconds, and then you'd get over that little hump or torque curve and you'd be good to go. This street's somewhat annoying because of the speed bumps, and the GoPro has stabilization on, so you can't really see how speed bumpy it is. But here, I'll try to take one of these, no hands. There you go. Like, I mean, it is smooth, it's not rattling left and right. The front is very stable, which I've found like quite pleasing, and it took me a little while to trust it coming into the corners. Look, no hands again, no problem at all. Alright, we'll zoom up the hill. Rubbish truck doing its thing, and taking these at like speed. Yeah, the front wheel's losing the ground a little bit, jumping up into the air. And I don't know, it feels okay but not amazing. I'm still not used to, woohoo, such a fun little corner. I'm still not used to the length, the wheelbase. It's very long. So I mean, if I was riding this thing every day, which I haven't ridden it for about a week. I mean, I remember on the day that I rode it, I'm going around all these windy corners, I was getting really used to it and able to take the corners at an appropriate speed, and I wasn't holding anyone up, and yeah, the length of it didn't continue to be an issue. But at the beginning, yeah, it can be a little weird to get used to. That house is very blue. Anyway, I'm actually going to pull into a friend's workshop. That is Chris. He came on the Malaysia-Thailand trip. Woohoo! I love being able to pull out to traffic. Just, yeah, that's enough. It's more than enough for pulling out to traffic. In fact, if you've never ridden any scooter over, say, 125cc twist and go, maybe you're on holiday in Bali or something, the 200 is, yeah, a big difference. A big difference. But we're going to go see Chris and see what he thinks. He's got a whole bunch of old Honda Cubs. He's got, yeah, a few bikes like that. So we'll just get his initial reaction when I turn up. So that's Steve. Beer fridge, $50. Does it come full with beer?
Hey?
Does this fridge come full with beer for 50 bucks?
Of course.
Good mate, good to see you.
So this is the one.
This is it.
Hey.
It's the Speed Demon. Oh, that's your Malaysia hat. Very nice.
Oh, it's like a fucking shitty front end on it.
Yeah, it's oh, my backpack straps.
Engineering piece, isn't it?
It's have a look up underneath, right up underneath. So this is your front shock here. So if I just push down normally, that's your front shock.
Yeah.
But as soon as you put your brake on, that kind of doesn't work anymore, and it all goes to the cantilever. And if you look up, there's 2 pivot points under there. So.
Oh right, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. One there. Yeah.
It's very interesting, and then the back is what it is. But it's yeah, it's definitely got an engine and some wheels. You could say that. It's cool.
It looks radical, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. It's yeah.
So are you doing a review of it?
I've done a couple of videos on it, just picking it up and riding it. It's I don't know how many of them. There was a yellow and a black one.
Yeah.
And then this one, and they're all 200. In the UK, you can get them as a 125, and you can also get them as a there's the 200 as well. Supposedly there's a 300 coming out from somewhere. Supposedly they've made a 590cc twist and go one, and then apparently, but there's only renders of it on the Italjet Facebook page and the Instagram. They're building, or they're saying they're going to build like a 700cc twin 6-speed manual Italjet Dragster. So I mean,
wow.
The reality of, will they come to New Zealand? I don't know. I don't think so. This is, to quantify this is 2 years old now.
Yeah.
April 2022.
Yeah.
It's the press bike. It's not. I don't know if it's the press bike, but it hasn't been sold to anyone.
Is it still owned by the importer?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And it's only had 1900 Ks when I picked it up. So in 2 years, it's only done 1900 Ks. So it has. I don't know if it's been a display one or. Hasn't been used. When you look at it, you notice other little things, like obviously you've got the massive airbox over here, but your ECU's fully out there in the open with like a little rubber silicon boot on it. And then you've got your regulator rectifier here, like all to the side, that's going to get a lot of cooling, don't get me wrong. Passenger foot pegs.
Oh, that's what I was just looking for those.
Yeah. But I think my bum would be too big for that, but I think there's an oil filter possibly on that side. I don't know.
So if you were going to fight at it,
you gotta love small bikes. Here I am, standing with a couple of fellas who, surpass me in wisdom, we'll say, and, we're having a good conversation about a mutual interest, which is small bikes, and I find the small bike community to be awesome for this. I've got friends of all different ages, colours, shapes, sizes, dudes, chicks, people from all over the world, that are my friends because of the small bike world, and it's so cool to be able to hang out with people having a mutual interest, talking about different things, and in this case it's the Italjet Dragster 200, and yeah, just sit there and kind of discuss it, and you often find out new things. One of my favorite things to do when I get a new bike is take it down and show it off to the people I know. So yeah, thanks Steve. And Chris also, who may seem a bit familiar from the Malaysia to Thailand adventure. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. There's a 2-hour long compressed documentary. If you don't like that, you can watch it in 6 parts. But this is the Italjet Dragster. I'll do a full in-depth dive. That's why I've kind of cut it off halfway, so you don't actually hear me discussing all the features in this video, because otherwise then I've got no reason to make any more. Alright, chat soon. Thank you so much for watching.